Srimathe Ramanujaya Namaha, Srimad Varavara Munaye Namaha, Srimad Lokarya Mahagurave Namaha. Tiruppavai 10th Pasuram, NotruSuvarkkam Pugugindra Ammanai. In this Pasuram, Andal and her team are waking up a Gopika who feels like she's already achieved the fruits of observing the Vratam even without observing the Vratam at all. Because the question is, how is that possible? And how do we know that? So Andal says, NotruSuvarkkam Pugugindra Ammanai. So she says, even though it is dawn already, you haven't woken up and you are just peacefully sleeping. And is that because you have already achieved the fruits of the Vratam? And are you already going to get the Svargam? Is that why? That's the question. And that is because this Gopika is one who understands what is our Swarupam, that is, what is our nature perfectly well. And our nature is to be subservient to Emperuman, to Srimanarayana, and to hold him as both the means and the goal. Because this Gopika has already understood that he is the Upayam, that he is the means, she did not carry any weight on herself. So she was fine. She also understood his protection. And that is the reason why she has no intention, she has no motivation to do any vratam. Not just that, because she also understands that she is subservient to Emperuman, she again does not want to do anything. So that is the nature of this lady, of this Gopika. When waking up this Gopika, Andal and her team are asking her to talk. When they are referring to her, they say, NotruSuvarkkam Pugugindra Ammanai. Suvarkkam here means multiple meanings. One is attaining the company of the good people, Suvargam. Or it can also mean Swargam, which is Swarga, the heavenly worlds. And at this juncture, there are some beautiful references to Sri Ramayana. So let's take a look at that. Our Acharyas have expanded on this word Swargam. So what is Swargam and what is Narakam? And to explain that, they go to Sri Ramayanam and they talk about the words of Sita Pirati. The words of Sita Pirati, when she is pressing on Rama to take her along with him to the forest. Rama says, "Oh Sita, I don't think you should come with me to the forest. The forest is a very hard place. It's a very difficult place. There will be many wild animals. There'll be crocodiles in the river. The roads there are no roads in the first place. It'll be filled with thorns. So it's a very difficult, and you have to sleep on the bare forest ground, which is covered by the fallen leaves and such. So it's not a good idea for you to come. So you should just stay back." To which Sita wants to ask him a question. She says, "Oh Rama, can I ask you a question?" Rama says, "Yes, of course." So she asks, "Okay, what is Swarga?" Rama, of course, has been educated. He's a very well-educated prince, right? So he knows all the shastrams. So he says, "Oh, Swargam is that which you get after you've observed a lot of good deeds, and where you can have fun, where you can be happy. You only know happiness there in Swarga. You don't know any sorrows." Then Sita immediately laughs. She laughs it out and she says, "Oh Rama, I thought you were very well educated, but you know nothing about this. If you don't know, then you should just say you don't know. You should not make all of these up. The first question you should have asked me when I asked you what is Swargam is, for who? Because it's all context based. These days we say a lot about the context, right? We say, when somebody asks you a question, the first thing we might say is, it depends. Let's ask ourselves, how often do we say it depends when somebody asks us the question? Quite often, right? So that's exactly what Sita says here. She says, when I ask you the question, what is Swargam? Your response should have been, it depends. It depends on the person. So for me, Rama, Yas tvaya sahasa swargo narako yas tvaya vinam iti janan param pritim gacha Rama maya saha. That is, O Raghava, for me, Swarga means when I am with you. When I am not with you, when I am separated from you, that is Narakam. You should know that. And knowing that, you should take me with you. That is the only thing that will give me happiness. That is Sri Sita Pirati's Varte here. That is a reference to Sri Ramayanam in this context here. Now, the next reference comes in the word Ammanai, because they are referring to her in a very respectful manner. They say Ammanai. And that's because she's not engaging in a conversation with them. So they are sensing that there is probably some sort of a hierarchy. It's all in their minds. It's not the truth. So because they say matramum tararo, you're not engaging in a conversation with us. So you are just quiet. And the reference for being quiet, that comes from Sri Ramayanam, where they say when Hanuman went to give Sita the good news, at that point Sita was just stunned. She didn't say anything. She was very happy. Praharshena varudhasa vyajahara na kinchana. So that is the state of Sita Pirati. Sita Pirati, because she was so happy and stunned at the time, she was not able to say anything. And she says, she doesn't say, this is actually Valmiki's sloka, where Valmiki says that, O Sita, whose face resembles that of a Purna Chandra, of a full moon, when she heard what Hanuman had to say about Rama's victory over Ravana, at that time, Praharshena, because she's so happy, she was not able to speak anything. So they ask, are you quiet and are you not engaging in a conversation with us because you're so happy, because you're stunned and you don't want to talk to us? But the way you should actually be is Samshreva Madhuram Vakyam. And the Samshreva Madhuram Vakyam features in features in Sri Ramayanam. And the kandam where it features is in Sundarakandam again, where Hanuman contemplates how he needs to talk to Sita, because he's reached Ashokavana, he spotted her, and he has to speak in a way where Sita will be able to trust him. And in this juncture, the way he thinks about all of this, he contemplates many ideas, and then he talks to her in a very sweet way. Yevam bahuvidham chintam chintayitva mahakapihi samshreva madhuram vakyam vaidehya vyajaharaha. So he says, the mighty Vanara, Hanuman, after contemplating all of these various thoughts, he spoke in a very sweet voice with very sweet words. Samshreva madhuram vakyam. So the question here is, Andal wonders, are you not engaging in a conversation with us because whatever we are saying, that is so sweet, and you're just absorbed in that, and you're not able to say anything in return. So that is NotruSuvarkkam Puguginra Ammanai. And then the next reference comes, in fact it comes very directly in this Pasuram, because Andal herself says, when she sees this Gopika who's sleeping inside, who's in deep sleep, she says, Pandurunal Kutrathin Vaivunda Kumbakarnanum Totru Munake Perunduyildan Tandano. That is, she says, did that Kumbakarna, who was vanquished that day by Sri Rama, did he give his sleep and did he multiply it? Did he put a multiplier? And is that why you're sleeping so much? And here again the reference, although there is a direct reference to Sri Ramayanam here, where Andal says Pandurunal Kutrathin Vaivunda Kumbakarnanum, our Acharyas, who are so kind and benevolent, right, they have provided a very, very nice explanation from a Sri Ramayana Shlokam here. When they are describing Kumbakarna, they say that Kumbakarna who could have taken a path like Vibhishana. What did Vibhishana do? He dropped everything and he came to Sri Rama because that was the right thing to do. Whereas Kumbakarna, he chose to stay back and help his older brother Ravana. If he had chosen to come to Rama, then Rama would have definitely accepted him, because Rama is one, he says, when Vibhishana came and when all the other ministers, the Vanaras, when they wanted to not accept him, Rama says, no, I am going to accept him. So they go through a big discussion. And at the end of the big discussion, Rama establishes that he is going to accept Vibhishana no matter what. And at that point, he sends Sugriva to fetch Vibhishana, who's still waiting up in the air. So Sugriva starts to go, and Rama asks him to come back. He calls him again and he says, hey, if you go there and by any chance you see that Ravana is there, Yativa Ravana Swayam, then please don't come back, assuming that our discussion and our agreement is all only to bring Kumbakarnan and it is not for Ravana. That is not the case. Even if Ravana comes, please bring him to me. I will accept him readily. So this shows a very, very important quality of Sri Rama, and that is his karunikatvam, his kindness. And this kindness he establishes, he shows, he has it even towards the enemies. Ripunam apivatsala is the Sri Rama in a reference that's given here. So to such Rama who can show vatsalya, vatsalya means motherly love that ignores all of the blemishes and actually takes those blemishes as takes those blemishes with a very happily, with a lot of happiness. So such quality Rama has. And even to such Rama, this Kumbakarna, he did not surrender to him. Instead, he chose to fight with his brother. So such Kumbakarna, did he give this sleep, this deep sleep to you? Is the question that Andal asks. And then finally, at the end of the Pasuram, Andal says, Tetramai vandu tira. That is, she says, settle yourself, establish yourself. Don't just because we are now calling you, don't just get up and don't just come in a haphazard manner. The reference that they've used here is Sa Praskalanti. And this is in reference to Tara, who is Vali's wife, but after Vali's death is now with Sugriva. And when Lakshmana is very angry that Sugriva has not kept up his promise, he goes to threaten Sugriva upon Rama's orders. So at that time, Tara, she is in unison with Sugriva. So she gets up from that engagement and just comes directly without adjusting, without being very modest. So Andal says, don't be like that. So take your time, get settled, and then come and open the door for us. Tetramai vandu Tiruppavai empavai. So let's reflect upon the qualities of Sri Rama, his ability or his characteristic where he forgives and accepts even his enemies and is waiting for all of us to just accept him and accept his mastership. Andal Tiruvadigalai Sharanam.